Welcome to the Crystal Beauty Show. Today the show will be done via Skype, and our guest today is Mr. Hector Echavarria. He's a filmmaker, an actor, and he also does martial arts. Welcome to the Crystal Beauty Show, and thank you so much for, giving me your time and being on the show.
Thank you. No problem. It's a pleasure.
Thanks. So tell me a little bit about yourself. I know you started off as a kickboxer while growing up, and
Mhm.
suddenly you got into film. So what happened? Why did you get into film? What inspired you?
Well, actually, it was an accident. I went to a place to look for a studio
Mm-hmm.
to rent, and I walk into a place thinking it was a rent, like a rental place, and it was the agency that was doing the PR for Miami Vice, and she says before I leave, she said, you have a great look. Have you considered doing films or television? I said, yeah, one day I'm going to do that. And she got me an interview right away with the director of Miami Vice, Michael Mann, and he was a fan of martial arts, and I was, a champion at the time. So immediately he wrote something for me in the show, and that's how I started. And then I did some national commercials here in the States. And in Argentina, a producer who was traveling saw the series and saw the commercials, and they called me to do some movies there. The movie became so successful that it turned out into a TV show. Then after the TV show, I came back to the States and I started doing film. So just like one thing led to another, to another, to another.
Okay. So I would like to talk more about the movie you've just produced recently, Chavez Cage of Glory.
Yeah.
So a little bit about what the movie's about and what inspired it.
Yeah, the movie is about a struggling couple trying to pay the bills, and
Okay.
the main character, he used to be a fighter, so he does some MMA fights on the weekend just to try to pay for the electricity and the bills.
Mm-hmm.
And his the footage of his fight get into the YouTube, and it has a huge following. So when the organization ran out of opponents for the champion, they decide to give him the chance to compete, and that's how he get the chance of a lifetime. He has a kid that is sick, that he needs some operation, so he has to make the decision. Okay, he's going to risk his life fighting this guy to save his kid, and then all the consequences that bring, and that's how the movie is.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me always.
You never give up. Even when you defeat it.
I want my money. We've been waiting here for an hour.
Well, I don't have your money right now.
How'd you do?
Not good, baby.
Martin's gonna need another operation. His heart is weakening.
Don't worry, I got a few interviews tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get something.
I know you're trying, baby.
You come over us now.
You fought 8 times in the last 2 months for a lousy $200 a fight. Look at your face.
This is the guy I was telling you about. He's Mexico, he's America, he's today, not just somebody, but the dream.
Mr. Hector Chavez. Really very nice to meet you.
But for the first time in my life, there's people out there that love my fighting.
You can die giving people what they love. I'm not gonna sit here and watch my son die and you die too.
We'll get through this. We'll get through this.
Hector, the Mexican Chavez!
And the inspiration I got it because I was looking for a story to write for the next movie I was doing,
Yeah.
and I have it was a lot of financial problems, know, like people losing houses and jobs, and so I started studying some of those people, and it was very uplifting for me to find out how just regular people will pull together and do the best to go through difficult circumstances and keep their family together. And I thought, well, you know what, that to me is a real hero. You know, that's a story of a hero. And I say, okay, let's do that. Let's use this as an inspiration to write something how just a regular nobody can, pull his family together no matter the circumstances. And that's how the movie came about.
Okay. And what was the filming process? Okay.
And I wrote the script with a few actors in mind. I sent the script to the actors, and I sent it to the agents. They read it. I had a great coverage for the script, so they give it to the actor. The actor fell in love with the project, so they called me back and they said, we really want to do this. And I also did some very extensive casting. We saw about 5,000 people for the part of the wife. And we did a lot of rehearsal and preparation to the picture because we had only 6 weeks that we needed to shoot because the availability of all the actors were doing other projects. So we took about 3 to 4 months of just rehearsal and planning the fights and rehearsing the scenes.
Okay, so the movie will be premiered September 13th, and I was just wondering, do you have plans of premiering it in Africa or distributing it in any country in Africa, or is it just gonna be in the US?
No, we're definitely gonna go to Africa. My head of distribution is working on the foreign. Of course, we have to focus first in the United States. We're gonna mainly work in the States for a few months, and then after that, we already have plans to go to all Central, South America, and of course Europe and Africa.
Okay, and what are the people that influence you in your filmmaking career?
To be honest, my dad was my biggest inspiration.
Okay.
He was a very he was very an entrepreneur. He's always coming with crazy ideas, and he had a very successful life business wise. And he was my best friend, and everything when I needed to talk to him, he was there for me. So my true inspiration was my dad. As a filmmaker, of course, I like to study all the other filmmakers, and I really love the work that go ahead, make my day. What's his name? Clint Eastwood has done. So as a filmmaker, of course, I see every movie. I study scripts. I read a lot of scripts from Night Shyamalan, like The Sixth Sense, and I study a lot of the scripts just to see the process. And of course, I study the films. And Alfred Hitchcock, was an amazing filmmaker. He was also a great promoter. So I constantly study other people that were successful as a filmmaker.
Okay. Most of your films are actually around martial arts. Do you plan on producing something outside of that? Maybe
Yes.
a drama or...
Yes, we are actually working on the next movie is called Los Muertos that we are right now in pre-production.
Okay.
And it's an action comedy. It's a group of Latinos. It's a group of 4 Latinos that are in a special force operation in Iraq, and because they're Latino, they're a nightmare for their bosses. Like they never show up on time and all the things that the Latinos are known for being bad at.
Yeah.
but also they're the most loyal. They're the more sacrificed. They're the one that save the most lives. So it's very funny, you know. And I'm of course working again with Danny Trejo, who is an amazing actor, and we're going to bring other people from Mexico to co-star in the movie. And we are talking to Dov Lundgren to be the villain. So we're going to film the movie in half of the movie is going to be shot in Nicaragua because it's supposed to happen in Central America. So definitely the movie. After that, we're working on another movie called Hell's Dead, and it's a horror picture. So definitely we'll be doing other type of genre too, you know.
Okay, that's very good.